It's springtime. Well, almost. It's time to leave that cold and snowy winter behind and look to longer days and more sunshine. Welcome to another episode of Community Uplift, presented by the Gamma Pi chapter of Omega Psi Phi. We're glad you can join us. I'm Denise Roberts, and today's episode is going to have all the right chemicals, all the right numbers. Today, we're talking about Gamma Pi's STEM program and how they're creating opportunities for children across the county. Who knows, maybe you'll want to get your kids involved and help them become STEM superstars too. But first, let's catch up with Gamma Pi's bossilist, Eric Fields, who'll tell us what else the Super Chapter has been up to. Next on Community Uplift. Welcome back to Community Uplift. It's already been quite the year for most of us, but the Super Chapter's been working even harder. Isn't that right, Bossilist Eric Fields?
Yes, it is, Denise. Absolutely.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here again.
My pleasure.
And Happy New Year. It's 2025.
Thank you.
So tell me what the Super Chapter's been up to lately.
Well, the Super Chapter has been busy, and we're always busy. We started off the year with our program where we're feeding senior citizens, and we're actually bringing food directly to their doors and making sure that during the holidays they have plenty of protein and vegetables and everything else that they need. And then we roll into December, where we had a strong program at Panorama Elementary School, which we call it Holiday Extravaganza.
Yeah.
Well over 400 students and parents. We gave away lots of toys, bikes, puzzles, a lot of other stuff, even clothes. And guess what? We fed everybody also, Denise.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
It was an outstanding program around the holidays. And then we rolled into that, of course, with our Project Enrich program, which, of course, we're mentoring high school students and getting them ready for college, giving out scholarships and things along those lines. So couple that with our health initiatives, where we're doing our webinars and making sure that the community at large is educated on health, we're doing what we're supposed to do.
Now, you've started your second year as bossilist. What's about to happen in the next few months, and what do you have on your plate for your goals in this year for the chapter?
Well, you know, as a chapter, we're very strong. We are the largest chapter in what's called the 2nd District of Omega Psi Phi. And the 2nd District is composed of Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey. So we are the largest. So we do quite a bit with 25 committees and 2 foundations. So we're always busy. If I were to say what we had coming up, well, we have 12 mandated programs that we always have to do. STEM is one of them, so we have to do that. Fatherhood and mentoring is another. And we have obviously many, many more, but those are the 2 newer ones that we're really, really focusing on. And I want to make sure we do those well, and we are.
Absolutely, absolutely. You guys are always doing amazing things. So proud to actually be a part of it. Today, we're focusing on STEM, though, and you already brought that up. In this episode of Community Uplift, as bossilist, how important is it for Gamma Pi and Omega Psi Phi to actively support STEM programs in the community?
STEM is very important for us now. As you hear later in the show, when we have some other folks on here talking about the STEM program, STEM is one of our mandated programs, as mentioned, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I'm very proud of the things that we're doing. You know, we've done, you know, the electric vehicle program where kids are actually building electric cars and seeing how far they can get them to go.
Wow.
In addition to that, we're taking kids to Amazon Web Services. So they're learning about cybersecurity and learning about all things IT and all things around that area. So we are doing what we're supposed to do, and I'm proud of what Aaron and Johnny and the other people on this committee are doing.
Okay. And you recently also just had your Mardi Gras, right?
We did. We just recently had our Mardi Gras. It was an outstanding program. We had well over 800 people
Wow.
attended.
Wow.
And it's attended very
That's a
well
lot of
every year.
folks.
Yeah. So, and we look forward to doing it again next year.
Yeah. And that is usually to raise money?
Yeah, good point. The Mardi Gras it is a fun. Just about everything we do is a fundraiser when we
Yeah.
have these events, and it's all about giving back to the community. So we'll raise quite a bit of funds on the Mardi Gras,
Okay.
and we'll use that for scholarships. We use that to pay for our social action activities, and we make sure that the kids are getting what they need to get as well.
Now, is Mardi Gras the largest fundraiser for the chapter?
Mardi Gras is typically the largest. We also do a golf tournament that runs hand in hand with it, and with the golf tournament, we raise quite a bit of funds.
Okay.
And this year, we do that in partnership with our Charles Drew Memorial Scholarship Fund, which is one of our 2 nonprofits.
Okay. That's also coming up, right?
That is coming up also in June. Yeah, in mid-June. So,
Okay.
be kind of on the lookout for that. But what we're able to do with that golf tournament and everything else associated with raising funds around that. Last year we gave out $60,000 in scholarships to this.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, Bosselus, thank you so much for updating us. And, we look forward to having you again on the show.
Denise, it's always a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you next time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you again for sitting down with us today. We always appreciate hearing about Gamma Pi's work. Wishing you in the Super Chapter all the best as we go further into 2025. We're grateful for the work you do in Prince George's County. Next on Community Uplift, let's hear how Gamma Pi is enriching STEM education in Prince George's County. They call it Gamma Pi STEM, and the story behind this program is one that you don't want to miss. All coming up next on Community Uplift.
You see certain things get reincarnated in your children. My daughter is very much inspired by my wife's artistic pursuits. So my daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. And if there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops. My dad wasn't around, and I remember riding a bike and falling off and cutting myself, and me never just wanting to get back on it. People ask, how your children learn how to ride a bike, and you didn't. I didn't teach them. I just created an environment where they taught themselves, and all I had to do was be there.
Welcome back to Community Uplift. A little more than a year ago, Gamma Pi launched a program aimed at encouraging students to look into STEM careers. Gamma Pi's Aaron Ajani is leading the program, and he's here to educate and update us on Gamma Pi STEM and how it works. He's also got a special guest with him, too, Dr. Tamika Woodruff of Oxon Hill High School. They're partners in Gamma Pi STEM. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
So please tell me about the Gamma Pi STEM program.
Omega Psi Phi, we voted to have STEM as a mandated program back in 2022 at our national conference, at our conclave. After that, Gamma Pi, we started actively working on our STEM program November of 2023, and my boss has appointed me or asked me if I would mind being the STEM coordinator. I said, sure, I will be the STEM coordinator.
How's the program structured?
The program is structured. I'm working with the area schools. I have 2 high schools. I have 1 elementary school, and I'm also working with the county school system with the science fair. So I have 2 schools that are in the electric car program, and I have Mattapanai Elementary School is doing science club, science bowl, and robotics. Oxon Hill High School, I'm working with them with AWS partnership as well as the electric car program. And DeVal High School, I'm working with them with their electric car program.
Okay. And who's eligible for the program to participate?
The students that are at those schools, they are eligible. The teachers are the ones who select the students to be in whatever program that they have. So when I get there, that they have the students already selected, and those students are eager to be involved in the STEM program.
Okay.
So the STEM program is great because of the partnership that I have with Dr. Woodruff as well as Mrs. Coleman Warren.
Okay. And Dr. Woodruff, what is the partnership like that you have or the school has with Gamma Pi, and how'd you get involved?
So Brother Johnny is actually a former parent of mine. His son graduated from our science and technology program. I am the program coordinator at Oxon Hill High School, home of the Mighty Clippers, where we have a STEM specialty program already in place. Brother Johnny's efforts and initiatives have helped our students gain exposure to STEM content and careers that they wouldn't normally get. For an example, just last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, we took the students to Amazon Web Services where they participated in sessions on generative AI, they met cloud engineers, and in today's increasingly technological society, this is the type of exposure and engagement that our students need to help to propel them to be the problem solvers of tomorrow.
And how does the program build interest for the students?
I'm actually pretty lucky because with us being a STEM specialty program, the vast majority of our students already come into our program with an interest in STEM. However, some of them are still not quite sure what they want to major in college, and they're not exposed to all of the various STEM careers. You know, many of them have heard of a doctor or an environmental scientist, but for many of them, having an opportunity to go to Amazon and meet a cloud engineer, they had never heard of such career. So again, it's really about the 3 E's. Engage the students, expose them to STEM opportunities, and provide them with the opportunity to explore. And the Gamma Pi STEM program and Brother Ajani helps us to connect those dots.
Okay. And does participation in the program count towards school credit or extra credit or toward their grades?
Oh, no. Any student who is at Oxon Hill High School, even those who are not in the science and technology program, are welcome to participate in the initiatives that are going on. Our STEM club, we have a STEM club that has over 90 members. They're participating in a number of STEM challenges from Mesa, Maryland Mesa's wearable technology to our electric vehicle team just came back from Dubai last week. So
what does that mean, the electric vehicle team?
We have a team that actually competes in an electric vehicle competition, and they go from local competitions in the DC metro area, but our team also competes overseas as well. And so we have a number of STEM initiatives, and several of those, Brother Ajani has provided some type of help in some way.
Brother Johnny, what all went into setting up the structure of this program, and how many students do you think you've been able to help or get involved in this program for Gamma Pi, through Gamma Pi?
I will tell you that I have one of my brothers of the chapter, Donald Bell. He's the one, he works for the school system. He's the one who told me about the STEM program at Mattapanai. He's the one who I was trying to put the program together, and he said, "What about Oxon Hill STEM program?" I said, "Oh my God, how did I forget about them?" My son graduated from. He was there for 4 years. So, and And then I was also introduced to the principal and vice principal of DeVal High School. And one of my brothers in the chapter works at Amazon at AWS, and he's like, and he was in a meeting with me, and and if you let him tell it, he'll tell you that that I got him engaged, and he wanted to do more. So he called me and said, I want to set this up. I want to bring kids to Amazon. And I said, I will take care of that. I will provide the kids if you provide everything else that we need.
Okay, what's next for the program itself?
We have a science fair competition coming up in March. Mattapanai is doing a science bowl the week prior to that. The electric car competition is May 7th, and Amazon, I believe, the next one. We have to set a date for the next AWS trip, but that's what we're doing now.
Thank you both for taking time to talk with us today about your fascinating collaboration on this new program. It sounds so exciting and promising. Keep up the great work for our kids. Next on Community Uplift, let's continue on about STEM, this time from a different angle. Aaron Ajani will stick around with us, and we'll bring on a math, science, and health teacher at Mattapanai Elementary. More about Gamma Pi STEM next on Community Uplift.
Every 2 minutes, a woman in the U.S. is diagnosed with breast cancer. And in that moment, her life changes forever. The toll is great. The need is greater. The need to find comfort in the dark hours. The need to find hope in the cures. And that's why when others look away, we lean in. We're fighting alongside patients because we know one moment can change everything. But we need your help to make more moments of hope possible. Join our fight, save lives, because we are all stronger together.
Welcome back to Community Uplift. So we just heard how Gamma Pi STEM efforts go beyond the chapter and reach into the community. Now we have another community partner here who can give us the 411 on her school's role in Gamma Pi STEM. Welcome to the show, Miss Christiane Coleman Warren of Mattapanai Elementary. I'm eager to learn more about your program and how you work with Gamma Pi.
Okay.
So, first of all, how did you get involved with Gamma Pi STEM?
Well, this fine gentleman right next to me reached out to the school and was looking for a partnership. And I was eager to have more community partners to help us with our STEM program because I'm a one-woman show there at the school. We have lots of great students who are interested in STEM, interested in science, technology, engineering, and math. And so when Mr. Ajani came knocking at the door, I was excellent, and I said, yes, let's go ahead and come on. I can take all the help I can get. And so, and myself being a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, I love the Qs. So that's when it all started. So he said, hey, we can offer support with whatever you need, people, snacks, whatever you like. And so I said, well, first of all, let's go ahead and have you come in and see what we're doing here. My STEM program started from the ground level, but when I came to Mattapanai Elementary, we did not have a STEM program. So me being a person with a science background, I thought that was felonious. So I said, well, let's go ahead and get something started. So 5 years ago, this is the 6th year, I said, let me just see what the interest is, and I put it out, fillers out there, and students were interested. And so from the very beginning, I had 30, 40 kids every year wanting to sign up. And so, I couldn't do it on my own. And so every year it's grown, and basically it's an after-school program where, again, one-woman show.
Okay.
Every year kids want to come and be a part of the program. It's an hour and a half after school every Tuesday.
So when you say one woman show,
Yeah.
you mean
Me.
just the program, the after school program?
Just the
itself?
after-school program. This is just one component of it. Just
Okay.
me having kids come after school, and we do STEM activities.
Okay.
And so it's grown every year. And so last year when Mr. Johnny said, "Can I come and help?" I said yes. So he's brought himself volunteers, and it's grown. And so that part of it is just the after-school program. So it's grown from there. We've since then have had a STEM night for families. He's helped with that. He's brought snacks and different materials to help with the STEM program, the STEM night. It's grown because I've also coached the Science Bowl team.
Oh,
I don't know if anybody knows about the program that we have in Prince George's County, the Science Bowl competition, but we do have a team at Mattapan. So he is my assistant coach for that team, and so he helps with that as well. So anything we do STEM related in the school, we have partnered with Coach Johnny. I call him Coach Johnny now, and he is, and the kids know him. They're eager to see him when he comes in. So he's part of the culture of the school now. He and the bras that he brings with him to volunteer.
How important is it to get young people involved in STEM? And I'd be interested in both of your perspectives on this.
Do you want to share your perspective, and I can tell you what I see, because I'm in the schools every day. So
I can tell you that the future of this world is science. And so these kids are very eager to learn science. So when I go into the school, especially Mrs. Coleman Warren's class, these kids they're very intelligent kids. They are eager to learn, and some of these kids, they're beyond their grade level in their intelligence. And so when you when I go in and I see these kids, I say our future is very bright. So I think it is very important. AI is going to be taking over a lot of jobs in the future, and they're going to need a lot of people with the science background, whether it be engineering, medical, or math, or whatever type of science field you decide to go into. We're going to need those kids.
Yeah.
And these kids are very intelligent. They're very eager, and they love Mrs. Coleman Warren's class.
Yeah.
And they're very bright. So I enjoy going to her classroom and helping out as much as I can.
Okay. What about you?
well, from my perspective, I can tell you this: as a science teacher, and as a teacher, period, I tell my kids all the time, you're in the generation that any profession that you go into is going to have something to do with technology, science, technology. There's no two ways about it. It's going to be technology embedded. And so when I teach, I teach with that in mind.
Okay.
Because all the jobs out there are going to be technology
right.
based, either science, technology, engineering, or math.
Sure.
And so
How do you get the students engaged?
in that. Well, they're naturally engaged already because they're growing up in a generation that is immersed in technology. And so I joke with other adults that they're coming out of the womb with computers in their hands. I mean, if you think about it, everything around them is technology based. Now, I also try to balance that as I'm teaching with the old school, having them learn how to use the dictionary and all, writing, because they still need those old school skills.
Sure.
But so I keep them engaged in that by, showing them everything that we use throughout our daily lives that involve technology, but also making them use their logic skills as well, because technology is, you can't have technology do everything for you. You have to be a logical thinker also. And I also want to make sure that we don't forget our girls, because I throw a lot of data and statistics at them. They're old enough. I teach 5th grade. They're old enough to understand the data, and that we don't have enough girls represented in the field of technology and engineering. And so I'm trying to really get our girls engaged too.
Okay.
So when I recruit, I don't really have to do a lot of recruiting because the kids are already eager to be in our STEM club every year. But I try to make sure I have a good balance and that we have a lot of girls in our clubs. I also have a VEX robotics club after school.
wow.
So I really am at the school every day after school with something. Because I want kids to be engaged and hands-on and not just sitting and playing video games. So we build robots, and I want to make sure that girls are engaged and involved in that as well. So I really emphasize girls being involved in our STEM activities. So when you ask, how do I make sure that kids are engaged and want to be involved in STEM, part of it is just... not to brag, but I do just have a natural finesse and a natural ability to engage kids because I'm just excited all the time about science.
And that's important.
And so that draws them to it. And then when they see other kids having fun doing science, I think that draws them to it too. So.
Well, this has been wonderful learning about all of what Gamma Pi is doing and how we're connecting with our schools and wonderful teachers who really value and understand the importance of our students getting involved in STEM. So I just want to thank you both for coming on the show today.
Thanks, Denise. I'd just like to add a couple more things about Mattaponi. We are a green school, which is high honor in Prince George's County and in the state of Maryland, actually. We also compost. Our STEM club and some of the other students in the building, we compost in our school. We've composted thousands of pounds of food products and organic products each year. And also last year, our STEM club, thanks to Mr. Ajani and Gamma Pi, they were able to get us some greenhouse materials. And our STEM club built 2 greenhouses and planted plants and vegetables in those greenhouses. So, again, the partnership has been wonderful and a great help to our STEM club and the school.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for all you do, and both of you. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Okay. All the best to all of you as you keep building. All right, thank you for joining us today. We covered a lot, so I know you want to recap everything. No worries, we've got it for you at gammapi.org. You can also connect with us on X at GammaPiQs, also on Facebook and YouTube at Gamma Pi Chapter. From all of us here at Community Uplift, thank you for tuning in. I'm Denise Roberts, and we will see you next time.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love. Love is the majority. Filling up something far more important than any feed. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our every day with understanding, empathy, and compassion, leaving hate to become what it truly is, a whisper.
It's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills. I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
You just gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy, that's how I've gained clients.
I am more. I'm more than who I am on paper.